They say the typical Madhur Bhandarkar brand of cinema is back with Indu Sarkar.
I definitely take this as a compliment, and the kind of response and the kind of feedback I got is huge after a long time. I'm really overwhelmed with the response of the trailer. It's huge. I'm really happy. To all my well-wishers, my friends, my fans who have appreciated the trailer, and it's like, you know, people are still calling me from, apart from India, people have called me from London, US, Dubai, South Africa, everywhere. It's really great.
Many filmmakers have shied away from making films on the emergency. Movies like Andhi and Kissa Kursi Ka were banned, and now the opposition is claiming that your film is sponsored.
I don't know, like I said, it's a big joke. I mean to say, see, I'm a filmmaker, Pooja, who has trail of cinema which has been topical, which has been issue based. Always I made like that. It is not like that something is planned or something. It's very absurd to say such things that it is planned or something. Especially Jyoti Raja, whom I personally admire him a lot, and he's a very good orator. And I don't know why he made such a comment on a film, especially a filmmaker who has a trail of work, who got a good body of work, who has been making film which has won critical acclaim, box office success and national awards. So it is nothing like that. I feel that this is a movie I wanted to make. I felt that the whole 70 era, the whole emergency era, and I'm telling you, 70% is like fiction. It's a story about a poet who stammers and who basically want to find a voice, and obviously she fights the authority. How she fights the authority, how the underground activism is to go that time. So I've shown that, and what it is I'm showing, it has been documented, it has been talked about, it has been written in books, blogs, and Doordarshan has made a documentary of 5 parts on truth of emergency. So what I'm showing is the truth about it.
The portrayal of Indira Gandhi and Sanjay Gandhi is literally very rare on Indian cinema. What made you go back to revisit this period?
One thing I'll let you, it's nothing to do with the names you have just told me about it. It is the backdrop of it. It is the political backdrop of it. The film is about the wife and a husband, the conflict between them. Okay. Political, definitely there were political players that time at that day of the government. So I'm showing that portrayal, and which has been, like again, it's been reported, talk. I don't know, Pooja, why suddenly people have started talking about this movie. I mean to say in terms of it's sponsored or this. When you didn't oppose it when the book was written, you didn't oppose it when the, I mean to say, documentary was being made. So many filmmakers have made documentary on it. Anand Patwardhan has made a documentary on it. So I don't know why suddenly this thing came and people started about it. I think one should sit and watch the movie first before it gets released, and then talk about the rest of the things.
Also, the censor board has been rather lenient, giving you a no objection certificate, but many feel maybe it's your proximity to the censor board and the ruling party.
I'll tell you one thing, Pooja. This whole thing about my government affiliation is nothing to do. You may like an individual in every party or something. I have friends in every party. I have communist my friends. I have Congress people are my friends. I have friends in Shiv Sena. Everybody, and my movies is liked by everybody. It is nothing if one particular party likes my movies. It's nothing like that. So people should see the larger perspective of it by showing it. As for Prahlad Nilani, I have not spoken to him on this issue about it. I feel, obviously when he said that there's no name mention, there's no mention in the film, I mean in the trailer. Now after 10-15 days when I go for the censor, let me say what he says, and I hope the censor be lenient to this film, because this film is more like a perspective to the new generation about emergency, and I request the state governments everywhere to tax-free the film also.
So Neil Nitin Mukesh's character is inspired by Sanjay Gandhi.
I said again, Pooja, I'm not going to tell you. You watch the movie, then decide. It's a very hypothetical question. Is it he or not? You see the film.
Filmmakers are wary to touch the emergency, and for that matter, any political drama. So what was the reason that you wanted to set your film during this particular period?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Pooja, the problem is what a lot of people have the apprehension when touching a political subject. I have always been making film which has been mine. When I make film, when the own fraternity I made film Heroine, the people get upset with me about, you know, why did you make a film like that? You know, people do find that you're rubbing wrong shoulders with the kind of portrayal you put about it. I'm always been fearless in terms of making of cinema and the kind of cinema I made. It can be a corporate world or a pastry world or a fashion world or a traffic signal world. I always shown that reality to it. And I feel that actors do get apprehension because they feel there will be a protest, there would be problematic, or it will be affect their endorsements what they are doing it. So actors do have a problem also to do political film in our country.
Only a handful of films have investigated the emergency. What made you go back to that period of time?
Because see, I'll tell you, I think it's a very fascinating world completely. See, I'm been a very born, brought up in 70s and 80s. Like, I've been a R.D. Burman fan, Lata Didi's fan, Mohammad Rafi, Kishore Kumar. We have been brought up in that era. In my car also, if you see, you'll have all the 70s and 80s song. I don't have 90s ka song only. The last song 90s ka would be Ashiki, I think so. After that, I only listen, because I'm obsessed with the 70s ka thing. So I fascinated the world. I felt it was superbly, big side blocks, big glares and bell bottoms, the whole thing, the whole 70s ka era na. So I just felt revisited the whole thing. Like, I started collecting things like the radio, telephone, postcards. From before the movie started 6 months back, means I went to Delhi, I went to Chandni Chowk, I went to Daryaganj, I went to Calcutta, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Mumbai, and I collected a lot of stuff which I wanted to use in that 70s era. So I really enjoyed the whole process, and I shot the movie. It's a very budgeted film. It's shot in 42 days. So, it was a small compact film. I mean to say, my whole film budget will be a costume budget for a big film.